Welcome back to AM Northwest. If you're on the dating apps, texting is a part of the process, and our next guest is here to analyze some basic messages that reveal more than you might think. We welcome back relationship and dating expert Kelly Murray. Great to see you.
Hi, Helen.
So you see sometimes things that might be red flags or green flags when it comes to texting.
Absolutely, and a lot of times people will just gloss over it because you're kind of used to giving people grace in social situations, but dating apps are a unique situation that you really have to take into account. This person is should be trying to put their best foot forward.
Sure.
And there are flags you can pick up in just a few texts or a few phone calls.
Okay, you say there are 3 tests they need to pass for you to continue.
Yes, and the first one is just the initiation test. Do they even initiate? If you reach out first, do they respond back? Do they respond in a timely way, and do they respond with a question? So there's a lot of my clients that will just have a lot of people and names and pictures that will just have 1 or 2 interchanges because the person just never initiates. They just never give that oomph in the beginning.
Oh, so then pay attention to. Okay, did you want to?
We have some clips.
Okay, let's go over. Okay, so let's go into the intro test. Is that right?
The intro test, yes. So when you're introducing yourself, you would say, hey, hello, how are you? And just ask an easy breezy question.
Okay.
And some people will be like, oh, I want to ask the deep questions first, but that's kind of an indication that they want to take it too fast. But let's take a look at some of the things that you can get that will tell you this is a red flag, this is a no-go.
And then the no check.
Yes, the no check is something that you definitely want to keep in mind and make sure that you're doing a test. But that's kind of later on. The intro test is, hey, when I reach out to you, do you respond back? Do you answer in a timely way? If I ask you a question, do you answer the question? Do you follow up with a question? If you reach out to me, do you ask, is there a flow of conversation? Because honestly, if you can't do this simple text back and forth, how are we going to have a conversation on the phone, and how are we not going to be bored in person?
Right. Let's take a look at a text.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Have you kind of describe for us what we're talking about.
Yeah. So here it says, it's just hello, how are you? And the person, the client that I have that I took this from is, hi, name, I'm doing really well, thank you. How's your week starting out? And they never responded back. Now, a lot of clients will say, should I ping again? Should I text again? And I'll say, if you want to, it's not a huge violation, but you're really looking for somebody that is going to respond to you, right? And I know that that's very basic. Sometimes people get busy, and sometimes on apps, especially people that have great pictures will tend to have a lot of reach out, whether they're male or female. So you can do another like, hey, how's it going? But you have a lean back in that. You're not sending more to them. You're not asking more questions. No. You're just seeing if, hey, maybe I fell off the queue, but 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go well.
Okay, let's take a look at another text and tell me about this one.
And so this one says, how are you tonight? And the blue was initiated from the client, and he tells her, I went to sleep, I had a good night, I went to a live event. So he's telling her about him, but again, he doesn't initiate with a question. He doesn't
ask her about her,
or even hey, thanks for asking. I hope, or a goodwill. I hope you had a good night. There's no warmth. It's just a rote. How do I answer this?
Right.
And honestly, I know it seems like, oh, you need to give more time, but I've been doing this for almost 20 years. How people do the little things is how they do the big things.
Oh, good point.
If they, I have had clients and they've had people that said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I was rushing out. That last text was a little bit short, or I haven't texted you in a couple days. People can follow up and make amends for it. But if people are really not asking those questions, not initiating, they're not going to change. This is their best behavior.
Right.
This is the behavior they're using to try and entice you to get to know them better.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't get better than this.
Do we have another one to take a look at?
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at another one here.
Yeah. And so here we've got a couple exchanges back and forth. Oh, I've got.
Can you bring the camera a little closer?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting older.
It's hard to see.
It's okay. And it says, so it's a little bit of a back and forth. One red flag I will just tell everyone: when you're in the hello stage and you hear hello beautiful, hello sexy, hello handsome, that is someone that is trying to use a compliment to create intimacy. I have never had it work out for a client or in my personal experience to start off on that physical level. That doesn't mean that you can't get there eventually.
Right.
But starting off with it says this person wants to connect quickly. They want to connect on a physical level.
Yeah.
And it
That's
is
what
held
it
true.
says to me is
Yeah.
sex is
Yeah.
on top of it.
And people, I can't tell you, no, it's just a thing. And it really isn't.
Yeah.
It is what they're doing. Oh, sorry.
Let's take a look at another one though. How about this one?
So the yellow is the client. Hello, so and so. It's nice to meet you. How's your week been going? Nice to meet you too. Again, no, hey, no connection, no answer. The man. This is a female to a man. The man didn't answer the question, and he didn't ask any questions of his own. So again, if a lot of women say, oh, I'm so tired of going on dates and the guys are doing all the talking. This is how you end up not going on a date with someone who does all the talking and never asks you any questions.
Right.
You vet it at this
Now,
stage.
what if the person says the no you talk about when someone asks you to do something and you say you can't, and then the response is?
Yeah, so that started a few years ago. I had someone who called me up really distraught because she had texted and it had gone fine, and she moved it to a phone conversation. And she said she wasn't quite comfortable, but there were no red flags. It was just kind of a feeling. And she had family in town, and they had a conversation, and she was like, okay, well, it'd be lovely to meet you. My family's in town until next week, but I could meet you on Tuesday.
Right.
And he exploded and got angry and said, why are you keeping me waiting so long? You should be able to find time to meet me tomorrow or Wednesday. You can't exactly.
Yeah.
And so I started telling people, please, when you're on the phone, don't accept the first thing that comes out for a suggestion. Say, that might not work for me, or, oh, that doesn't work for me, because you want to test how they respond to a no.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not because we're making people jump through hoops. It's because you don't want to go and then end up having a situation where someone doesn't listen to your no.
Right.
Those are very scary situations for women and very
Huge
unpleasant.
red flag.
Very unpleasant.
Yeah, wow. Really good tips, Kelly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. I appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.